Hi, this is Ruth at Ruth's Art Room, and this is a recent haul that I got from Simon Says Stamp. I'm going to put the link below to their blog post where I saw this project. It's a Tim Holtz project that they had on their blog, and I recently got some of the things from them to make this project. I'm not being paid by them. I don't have an affiliate marketing with them. I just think that it's an amazing project and so cute for Halloween. So I decided to kind of show you the visual of how this is done. Okay, so I created 7 of these clips and you're supposed to glue 3 together. So I created 7 sets. So we're gonna glue those together in a minute. Another thing we've got to, I'm just trying to get everything to cut out first in the machine before we start assembling. So the next thing I'm going to do is stamp the little note cards. Let me take a look. So it looks like we stamp it and then I can just splatter it and ink it to look shabby. So let's do that. So this is the Stampers Anonymous. What's this one called? School Desk. This stamp is pretty massive. I don't even think I've got an acrylic to go that long, but we'll see. It's going to get cut down in the die cutter anyway. It'd be amazing if I ever got anything straight. Okay. And it's going to be shabby anyway, so if it doesn't work out completely, yeah, it doesn't look bad. All right, let's do the next one. Okay, so I got these cut out. I was able to get 2 images cut out per, so I had that long stamp and the little die was able to cut 2 from each one. So cool beans. Now I'm just going to shabby these up a little bit. I'm going to stamp some coffee rings. So I've got a little coffee stamp here. And I think I'm going to use Vintage Photo. Their example, I think they were using walnut. I couldn't find any. So we're just going to just kind of look like a coffee cup was sitting on here. Way. I'm just grabbing what I have on my desk here. Yeah, I should have gotten that a lot juicier, huh? There we go. That's better. All right, I think that's good. I'm going to clean the ink off of everywhere, and then I'm going to move on to the next step. So I had another little section to the coffee stamps. Oh, can you see this? Okay, so I made some other little splotches so that it looked a little bit better than just the ring. So now it looks super shabby. Okay, I'm going to put that aside. And then the directions said to use some sort of watercolor paper by Tim Holtz, which I don't have, and I'd already spent quite a bit of money, and I have plenty of watercolor paper. So I'm just going to see, I've just got to split it off the brick here. Said to use the back side of his paper, so I don't know. I haven't actually tried this, but I guess I'll try the back of mine that has a little less grain. We'll see what happens. I don't know. So it's so these stamps are really cute. So since I've got 8 clipboards, let me see, I'm probably going to do, I guess I'll just get started and see where we go. Okay. So what's going to happen with these is we're going to stamp them, and then since this is watercolor paper, we're going to watercolor them, well, stamp them. I believe I can watercolor them, then we're going to cut them out and then put some glue and some glitter so they're sparkly. Okay. Okay, I got these stamped. Then the directions say to use Tim's Distress watercolor crayons or pencils to color these in, which I don't have. I've got plenty of watercolors, so I'm just going to get a few of my colors out here and just do it myself. And I'm just going to use this watercolor brush. It makes things easier. So let's see. Of course, I like bright colors. We'll see where this goes. I guess for the little owl, I'm just going to bleed this around the edges. You don't have to completely color in, you just sort of do washes. Oh yeah, that's cute. And I guess I'll do a little darker on the outside of it. This brush is kind of juicy, so the colors are kind of bleeding. It's all right. I might do a little nose. There we go. Then candy corn. Gosh, I can't even remember what colors they are. I guess there's some white and yellow and orange. Let's see. Then I'll use orange. I did find my Faber-Castell watercolor pencils, the Albrecht Dürer brand. So I'll just show you how you can watercolor with the watercolor pencils. Just sort of scribble lightly. And then take your wet brush and it activates. Okay, here's the Tiny Frights dies that we're getting ready to use on the, and to cut these out. And then once these are done, I'm going to put on the glitter and then we'll move on. All right, so we've got these cut out after I painted them. Now we're going to put a little diamond glaze, and I've got some extra fine glitter. So we're just going to make these kind of cute and sparkly and dimensional. So here we go. I don't know if you'll be able to see much of this. Oops. All right, so while the glitter's drying on the little critters, we're gonna stick the clipboards together. And this is the one I had to think about the most, but you're gonna take 3 cutouts together. So I'm gonna start gluing these. And they said the last one we're actually going to put a piece of acetate, which some of this packaging that the stamps came in, I kind of just cut it up and we're going to stick it under here before we glue it down. So that way, you see it's got plastic on the back, because when we put these together, it's going to stand up a little bit. See that? It's going to be a little dimensional, so we don't want it glued completely. It took me a while to figure out why they were telling me to do this. But here we go. I probably should have bought more glue. heck? Cat hair. Or a bristle from a brush seems likely. Oh yeah, this is going to be messy. So I'm going to put a piece of acetate under here. This little closure. All right, so that's how that's done. I'm going to get the rest of them completed. Okay, one more thing is you take the two die cut pieces that you've cut out on the metallic cardstock, and we're going to glue those on top of each other as well. Can you see that? So it looks just like a real clipboard clip. And then I shall return. Okay, so the next step, since I've glued all these together and these are dry, is to put little pop dots on the chipboard. That's going to just help keep the little silver clip in place. You see that? A little bit of glue here. Don't move the acetate yet. Okay, perfect. You just have to maybe wiggle it just a bit to get it to stay. Okay. Let those dry. And while those are drying, we're going to figure out how to do the pencils. So the directions say 2 inches long, approximately. Okay. So I just painted the tips of these black. Oops, if you can. Oh, this thing doesn't autofocus. All right, lovely. We're gonna let that dry a minute. Okay, so next we're gonna take this little neutral color and just paint around here. Okay, and then the directions say to coat the little pencils with some matte medium. So I'm just using Mod Podge. I don't have the stuff they said to use, but I don't think it matters. So I'm just going to kind of coat them and let them dry on this acetate. Okay. All right, so I coated these with some Mod Podge. They're just about dry. So I'm going to set those aside a second and we'll move on to the next step, which is creating the little silver band that goes around pencils. So this is alcohol ink foil tape sheets. So we'll see how this works. Let's see, the directions say quarter-inch strips. So I'm just going to use my blade. I'm just cutting these off camera. Okay, and the person who wrote the blog said that she did textured on a pencil sharpener, which I'm assuming looks a lot like this one. Oh yeah, that works amazing. Hold on. Can't find. Of course not. My desk is a nightmare. All right. So this is just optional, but if you want this little textured look that looks just like around a real pencil, I don't know if you can see the little textured look from the pencil sharpener. I'm going to put it right where that pencil. Just wrap it. Snip. That is crazy. And it's textured. Let me see if I can focus this. I don't know why this freaking camera won't focus. Alright, well, you can't see it. I'll take close-up pictures. This looks just like a pencil. Isn't that crazy? Okay, we are getting near completion, finally. So we're going to take our little paper, and like I said, honestly, you were supposed to wait and put the paper on and then splatter everything with black, which I didn't do. So we're just going to continue. So I'm going to get some little words out. Let's see, what do we want to say? Wicked fun. I think first what I want to do is see what's going to fit. So, put a pop dot. We're going to put him on the paper. Let's go Hey Boo. Oops, how cute is that? And then we're going to stick it on here. See, it kind of goes under that little clipboardy place. And then we're going to, and I'm using the clear glue for this pencil. And we're just going to stick the pencil there and let it sit. Is this just the cutest thing ever? Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it. All right, let's do another one. Let's see, we'll say Wicked Fun.